bring
This
them
guy's
as
wanted
fast as
for
we can get the feed here
murder
to
inside
you,
of a
and
mall.
that's exactly what we do.
Murdering who?
As always.
He
Out of the
murdered
car.
someone
Chase
in the mall.
pursuit. Chase pursuit. Chase pursuit. Chase pursuit.
Here, and we got two people leaving.
He's got something in his
the
hand.
car here, ditching the car right
It's
now.
a hat.
And it'll just be
It's
a
a
matter of
bag.
time before police.
It's a gun!
These two here.
Sorry.
It might be a gun.
They have now ditched the vehicle. Now let's just hope that you don't try to get into another vehicle. And let's just see how long this chase might go. It looks like one is separated from the other suspect here. So we'll see what Sky Fox
He's about to be
will do
gassed.
now here as they're following.
He's already gassed.
There's some
this
big
individual
strides.
here going through this alleyway right now, just moments after ditching the car there and trying to make a
Oh, bad mover there. Bad mover.
we are waiting to see.
They're both doing really bad strats. This is terrible.
Now,
He's gassed already, man.
He has no stamina.
Going through this,
The other day I went behind the house. He's gonna stay there for a little bit.
in the
It's
backyard to
fucking
the
bad.
front yard area. Now going,
GG.
trying to go to the side.
NPC strat though. Let's see if it
Let's
works.
see what the suspect's.
Is he
going
trying to be
do next,
normal?
and when police
I think
will
so.
pick up This individual now just trying to do
Nah,
a
nah,
normal
nah.
stroll of the neighborhood. As Sky Fox doing a great job of locating this suspect here, and it looks like
It's
maybe
primarily California,
the
so
suspect
there are probably 2 or 3 helicopters in the end. They're probably both fucking communicating to law enforcement. There's no point.
Where his other buddy is. at
Oh,
the
a dog.
moment. Hard to see right now where
They're both doing terrible strats. This is so shit. That never works.
area of the home. Just went here, not quite in the backyard of this home.
Area of Lincoln Avenue and Paramount Boulevard. If you live in the area, lock your doors, boys and girls. Lock your doors, man.
Just keeping an eye on the property.
Lock your doors and windows.
We just don't know where that suspect has gone. No doubt the suspect has to hear the dog. And we got other dogs on
That's
the
kinda
other
scary.
side of this fence as well. Now the owner's coming out,
Oh,
checking out
shit.
what's going on. Now we just got to find where that suspect went. It was hard to find the area here.
The other guy had a bag and like a ski mask, so I mean, kind of scary.
Of course, we always got you covered worldwide on live now from Fox. Again, a police chase that just ended. We had 2 suspects in the car. They ditched the vehicle. And now we are just trying to wait and see where this suspect went. He was right by that home. They were alerted here by the dogs. And now Sky Fox.
Did they actually
giving
lose
us
both of
really
them?
This big aerial view of what we're seeing right now and waiting for the police response as well. And this
Yo,
could
this
get us
spinning.
all
Can you
a
stop
little bit
that shit,
dizzy
you
right
fucking
now.
dumbass? Jesus Christ, man.
Waiting for more action from the police right now. Sky Fox trying to locate the home once again, and we are looking now where this suspect could have went.
Well, these are $1 million
after
houses.
ditching the car, trying to make a run for it in this neighborhood.
Where are the cops? It's been like 5 minutes.
They probably don't care enough. It wasn't a big chase. They just leave the heli on and fucking wait till.
They're
Still
they're
waiting
suspected for
the
murdering
police
someone in a
response
mall.
Here. We have not
What?
seen anything here on the street level
Oh, there's
right now.
there's another
Sky
police
Fox
chase.
is, trying
Yeah.
to show case the neighborhood. And
I'm not
case
looking.
the
I'm not.
suspect
I'm not going to be this fucking
is
Well,
saucy.
running in and
he's
out of
not
these
gonna do it,
homes.
Saucy. Don't fucking do it, bitch. Just don't do it.
Going
won't
on the
do it.
wrong side of the road, kind of speeding around intersections, running red lights. Now we're back on another major, West Adams Boulevard, going southbound, and you can see this driver kind
Wait,
of
this is the
weaving
same-
around
it's
the
the same
traffic
chase, no?
there, going through the intersections. We've seen some close
No.
calls with
That's another one.
pedestrians, and now we're using that middle lane as a lane of traffic, which of course you don't want to see. And we're going about 65 miles an hour on the surface street, West Adams Boulevard, southbound. We've been able to see with the camera up here in Air 7 that there's 3 people in in the car. There was a driver not wearing a shirt. There's somebody
Look
in
at
the
the back,
back
it's,
seat as well, and we do believe there's someone
family
in
on
that
board
front
type shit,
passenger seat as well.
This
And we're
Kia
hitting
boy
high
stuff?
speeds now,
Yeah.
70 miles an hour, continuing southbound on West Adams through the West Adams area. You could see there that other traffic kind of getting out of the way, seeing this faster traffic coming towards them. And we're at the intersection of La Brea and West Adams. And now
all the
we're
cops.
making a northbound turn
Yeah,
on
they're on
La
them
Brea. You
for
can see
sure now,
LAPD
yeah.
Southwest units, I believe, making a beeline to that intersection. And they're trying to catch up to this vehicle that is now possibly getting onto an on-ramp to the freeway right now. We're going to make sure what we're going to find out exactly what on-ramp that is, and it looks like he's going to be taking the 10 eastbound towards downtown, and that is the 10 east, and I can see those LAPD units. You have 5 LAPD units speeding up towards that car and trying to do the best that they can to catch up to this vehicle, but technically they are not in pursuit. This is a tracking mode, but you can see they might want to get in pursuit because of the erratic driving that we're seeing from this driver either way. Ideally, when police go into tracking mode, they want
this guy
to
loves
see
you,
the
bro.
driver calm down and behave a little better, but
What if
we're
he
still
what?
seeing
This
this
guy
erratic
loves you, bro.
driving using that far right shoulder to get around traffic.
Not
And looking
really. He's
ahead,
actually really
there's
toxic.
a lot of traffic on that eastbound 10 as you go through
Actually really
downtown, so this
toxic.
driver is going to have a lot more of that traffic to deal with, and we'll see how he reacts. But judging from this behavior right now, really very interested in using that far right shoulder. That's presumably what this driver is going to continue to want to do as we continue eastbound now.
Well, when they get on
Those
the freeway
LAPD
like this,
units
it's boring as
still
hell.
in
Yeah, it's boring as
trail,
fuck.
still in officially in tracking mode, and we're going to see if they decide to hand this off to LAPD. This or to CHP. Excuse me.
Come on,
this was
bro.
originally
You know that.
reported as a stolen vehicle, so that's all the information we have right now. But we do know that those 3 individuals right now in that vehicle are doing the best that they can, breaking traffic rules to get away from police right now.
Looks like he has some damage to that driver's side passenger, the driver's side rear of the car there, the rear door.
True.
But why? We've seen him plow through some stop signs.
Dangerous, very
Saw him
dangerous.
drive the wrong way on the road. So this is a very dangerous situation. Definitely the high
Discord is
speeds don't
glitched.
help.
I'm not going to say what are the strats to
I thought he was going to
escape,
take that off
but-
ramp there, but it does
but
not look like it. He's just still
going to a
hugging
no-fly
that,
zone,
right
then
shoulder
doing
there, and trying to figure out
underground
if LAPD is
strats
going to continue
and
this
swaps
pursuit, or if they're
is
going to hand
usually
it
the
off
successful.
to CHP.
Or-
Those other units
or-
are
Go into a
good
parking
ways
garage.
behind because they're not going to
Or-
Guys don't know
keep
any
up with these
jumps.
high speeds or
Fucking noobs.
The other
dangerous
strats is
driving. They're
waiting
not
till it
gonna
gets a bit
just
later,
use
and then going on the
right shoulder
west
to get
coast
through some of this traffic
and
like
go up
this
to
suspect
Malibu
is
and see
doing.
if the
But
car
now
gets
we
transferred
see
or
him
not.
getting in that normal lane of traffic.
It is what it is.
And I
what it
believe
is.
if we widen out a little bit, that's that kind of collector lane that you can stay in to go around some traffic, and you can continue to stay on the eastbound 10 on this ramp, or you can take one of the off ramps here. I believe we'll get that cross for you there. I think that's, well, we'll find it here shortly. But if the driver stays on this ramp, he can just continue onto the 10 freeway. And yeah, guys, you mentioned that damage on that left side. That brings up an interesting point to this whole pursuit, because it possibly means that this driver was involved in some sort of collision earlier on before we got overhead. This pursuit was going on for about just over 5 minutes before we got to
exit,
the
bro.
scene.
Take
But
exit.
yeah, judging from that left side damage, it does appear that there was a crash earlier on in this pursuit. We see that traffic starting to build, and this driver slowing down, not sure what to do, hopping the gore point there, squeezing between that big rig and those other vehicles, and now we're using the left shoulder now, using the left shoulder to get around traffic. And it's you know, this driver is kind of using all that he has, all the resources available to him to get around this traffic, like those far right shoulders, like those on and off ramps to get back, to get around some of this traffic and then get back onto the freeway. Now we're crossing a few lanes back into one of the other transition roads.
This guy's
now.
no content,
And
Andy.
We'll get that for you shortly here, but LAPD, it does
No
appear that they're
content, no
still
strats,
in
fucking
tracking
lame as
mode,
shit, huh?
not fully in a pursuit mode, but they are keeping an eye with the air unit overhead to see where
You
this
gotta do
suspect
something
decides
crazy
to
now,
go.
man. He's gonna get antsy here.
And Gabe, it looks like this person in front of the
AFK.
is stopping to possibly.
Okay, I'm getting
I mean,
antsy.
I know that they're in traffic, but maybe that small SUV is trying to help authorities. But of course, that's never advised to do. But again, And we all know LA traffic, and I was surprised that this driver could be making such good timing during this, because we know
This
it's
guy's
4:20
trolling him
on a afternoon, except for
Did she
the
just
only
say
good
it's
thing is it
4:20?
is summertime, so a lot of people
Said
might
it.
be home as opposed to being on the road, so make it a little bit lighter. But again, we're looking at this, and I don't know how. By the way, Gabe, it seems like this. If the suspect must know that he is being followed, because if you didn't think you were being followed, you wouldn't be driving quite so erratically.
Right, exactly.
we're literally
And,
watching somebody
as
in
I,
traffic.
As we
Like-
get a little bit of a wider picture there, we can see that those LAPD.
Oh,
those
wait, they really
LAPD
want
units
this guy.
were actually able to close the gap here and
Are the
get right
cops on
behind
him?
this.
Yeah,
Suspect.
4
Not,
cars on the
I shouldn't say
highway
right
through
behind,
traffic.
because they're technically still in
What, do you know what this guy
traffic mode,
did?
but they are behind the suspect.
Nope. Saucy,
And you
what did
have
he do?
to
Dude, for
imagine
them
that
to
this
leave a fucking
suspect
murder
can't
suspect to
still
go
see those
5
officers
cars on the
behind him,
highway is
and that's why he's
insane.
still driving erratically, like you said, still
That's
driving
really rare.
with the intent to get away, and you can see those 5 LAPD units inching forward.
They ran a red
they're
light.
technically in tracking
Oh, wait,
mode
look at
still
the
right
bottom.
now,
Stolen
but as they
vehicle.
get a lot
Yeah, but
closer
it's
to
something
this
there's more. Maybe
vehicle,
armed,
you have
maybe
to
they
wonder if
showed a gun
LAPD
or
is
something
possibly
like.
switching back into pursuit mode. But then you see maneuvers like that where the suspect again jumps over to that right shoulder, swerves around other vehicles to try and get around here. And I'm looking out the window here, seeing where those LAPD units are, and
Take exit, man.
they
Take
are
exit.
doing the same thing. They're doing what they can to keep up with this vehicle as he or she kind of jumps around these lanes. There's a lot of options here, a lot of places to go.
Oh.
This suspect can go northbound 110, and
We're
you can
going
see
for it.
that unit getting really close there. That's an LAPD Southwest Division officer getting really close as the suspect
GG's.
now comes to a stop. LAPD, apparently, these officers have been approved for a pit, so they've been given the go-ahead to perform a pit maneuver. So that may be what that officer's trying to do, although at these extremely slow speeds, that may not be possible
Let's get that
until the driver gets out in the open a little bit more. Now we've exited the freeway. This is one of the options I was talking about here that you can take from that interchange. And now we're southbound on Hoover in the University Park area. If we continue
Whoa,
down
whoa,
this
whoa,
stretch,
whoa,
we'll go
holy
to the
shit.
USC
Oh,
area.
goodness.
And there you go. That's the dangers of being on surface streets as compared to freeways. You have pedestrians possibly in the way, and now we're picking up speed a little bit, using that center median again, and swerving around other traffic as those LAPD. Oh, and now we're going the wrong way. Almost hit a box truck. You can see that LAPD unit keeping close behind. All the LAPD units keeping close behind.
Cops
As
are not
now
gonna
we
like
make
that.
a left turn eastbound on West Adams Boulevard. Now picking up a little bit of speed, still using that center lane, and those LAPD units from
Bro,
the
this is actually a
Southwest
good
Division
chase.
staying right behind this driver. As
Yo,
he picks
Eric,
up
you picked
speed,
a good
hitting
chase. This is a
almost
good one.
70 miles an hour, continuing
I watched all
eastbound.
of
Because he's escalating,
There
so
is the
shit's gonna happen.
option, to get close to the 110 freeway again now, but that freeway is pretty backed up, so I don't think that would be an option for this driver. I think he's just trying to think of ways to get away at this point, and now we're coming to a complete stop, but the driver says no way, and he's going in the wrong way as we move Air 7 HD.
happened?
All right, you're hearing the pursuit taking place right there in University Park.
What?
Gabe Santos has been overhead, and they have been in tracking mode. We're going to continue to try to reestablish a connection there.
There you go.
Here we go.
Up, we have it right
Gabe,
there.
we got your back. Yeah.
All right, guys. Sorry about that.
Oh, his tire is
we're
busted.
maneuvering Air 7
Wait, did he get
HD
spiked?
around the other air traffic
Wait,
up
where?
here and the
Back left
police
tire.
traffic.
Back left
so if you
tire,
see
you're right.
us drop out momentarily,
Looks
that's
punctured.
probably why. But we're now continuing northbound on Figueroa towards the downtown area now. So we've kind of gone from the West Adams area to the east to the University Park area, and now heading northbound through downtown. LAPD keeping a bit of distance between the driver and themselves as we make a right turn on 20th Street. This is kind of an industrial area, so it could be an area where the driver might decide to foot bail. That can be an option here, but you see those LAPD units. They're staying pretty close behind so as not to scare the driver, hopefully.
shit.
And we're going the wrong way here. We're going the wrong
What's
way.
up with the
I didn't
front
even
window as well?
realize that was that
Just
big of
some
a road. But
That's
we
a
are on
hoodie,
the
it's a
wrong side
hoodie.
of the road, opposing traffic, but this driver somehow almost hits a pedestrian there, but gets around it. Now we're coming back westbound now on Washington Boulevard, and I'm not sure if LAPD was able to keep up
Why do
with
they have
that,
such
but
a
they
bunch
have
of
the air
dogs
unit
on the
overhead,
dashboard and
sneaking
on
around
them?
a bus here, sneaking around a Tesla, definitely running a red light, crossing this intersection, Figueroa and Washington, almost hitting a few cars there, and we're continuing westbound now on Washington Boulevard. That LAPD air unit keeping up with the location of this vehicle because those units behind them that were on the ground are going to have to figure out a way around all that traffic, all that wrong way driving, continuing westbound now on West Washington Boulevard around the trees. We'll maneuver for that shortly. And as I look out the helicopter, PD units are doing a good job keeping up with this. I'm honestly quite impressed because usually when you see wrong way driving such as this, as we pull into what might be a dead end.
Why, hello.
Hold on, watch it, Chase. Mute up.
The bridges here and see what's on the other end of that road. But
I'll link it for you,
normally,
though.
when drivers go the wrong way, LAPD doesn't really keep as close of a distance to the vehicle as you normally would. And now we're doing U-turn. It looks like that was a possible spike attempt by that officer that came up really close.
We can't know if he got it or not.
Was able to dodge out of the way. I'm not sure if
yeah,
that
they got
was a
it.
successful
You guys better get out.
spike.
Someone's in the back.
Whoa.
Just possibly climbed out the window or threw something out the window. And now the driver's speeding away down West Washington Boulevard. That was definitely an interesting turn of events. This driver and the passengers seemingly really desperate to get away right now.
Yeah, we saw that window in the back go down and wondered, I saw an arm kind of peeking out. We don't know if they were throwing stuff out the window or not, but well, a dangerous situation. You almost hope in a pursuit like this.
Yeah, apparently this is the middle suspect then.
Rather than see them driving through these residential streets and nearly missing pedestrians. They're such a dangerous situation.
Especially
look.
This time, you just know
whatever they had in front is gone now.
Outside. The only good thing is, I guess, this is more of an industrial,
area.
They moved the hoodie.
Oh, no.
It doesn't seem like there's a lot of residents.
Oh, the bicycle.
Spoke too soon, right
Making
there.
a right turn.
Yeah. Anyway,
Right
Gabe,
turn on West 18th Street.
all right. Yeah. And again, Gabe, you were just saying it a moment ago. This driver
This guy
keeps
doesn't
finding
even
themselves
fucking
in a
know.
position where they.
Yo, look around, you fucking moron!
Man.
I fucking hate pedestrians and fucking morons.
Cars there.
Boy, that guy was just minding his own business and opening
What
his
a
door.
fucking
Next
loser.
thing you know.
We're looking on the right side. Oh, yeah, Ellen, where he came very close to hitting up somebody in the crosswalk, walking, trying, just minding their own business. Again, these are always so shocking when you're somebody who's just completely unaware that this is happening all around you, and then you see all of those. You see all the police cars and you see them going the wrong way down these roads. That it's just nail biting
could have
sometimes.
gotten killed, man.
And this is, very close to some cross traffic there. This is an industrial area, yes, but there is, it is a very densely populated area in terms of a lot of people here for work. There's a lot of pedestrians walking around to and from work, a lot of buses, a lot of trains doing what they do as we go under the 10 freeway now. And there's the vehicle continuing northbound on Grand. Some more cross traffic there as we cross Grand in Santa Monica. We're going to move Air 7 on the other side of that building there using, I believe this is a one-way street. Yeah, this is a one-way street, and we're going the wrong way up this one-way street. So a lot of wrong way driving, and this is, I don't believe LAPD is going to follow this driver up this wrong way street. They're going to try and parallel him, almost very close to some pedestrians there, continuing northbound on Grand, which is only a southbound road. So some very dangerous driving. This driver seemingly very desperate to get away. Finally, we're off that one-way street on Pico, eastbound on Pico now. That was a very scary situation because there's nowhere for those other drivers to go. It's one direction coming at you, and this driver doing what they can to avoid that cross traffic. Another pedestrian on a bike, continuing eastbound on Pico. Now we're kind of in the downtown proper area, which doesn't bode well for traffic. It doesn't bode well for pedestrians. There's still going to be a lot of people out. It's almost 4:30 on a Tuesday. You see a lot of pedestrians crossing the sidewalk, and this driver thankfully hasn't hit any people yet, but we've seen a couple of close calls. We know there's damage to the side of the vehicle, possibly from an earlier accident and some earlier side swiping action that we've seen. Now we're going northbound Los Angeles Street, approaching 12th. Some more pedestrians there in the middle of that crosswalk.
No way.
Some very scary situations going through the very center of downtown. This driver, at least at this point, slowing down a little bit. I'm going to look out and see.
I thought you muted, sorry.
Where LAPD is right now, and it does appear that they may have kind of given this driver a little bit more distance. to see if he calms down at this point.
I thought you
Yeah,
muted
you
up.
would think that would be a very smart move, because the last thing you want to see is an innocent person being struck in one of these intersections, or just somebody, you know, in their car, because we do know at these fast paces, many times people do get injured when these pursuits take on a really unneeded added level of intensity. So, but of course that driver does know that the LAPD knows where they are, because you see the LAPD helicopter. But again,
Guys, now that he's gone, can I unmute?
for a while,
Like,
the back passenger has had their window down most of the time, and I keep thinking, do they not have air conditioning? What's going on? Why do they have that down? Because the front driver does have their window up, and it's just very curious, and does not seem like the LAPD made a
What do you think this guy's thinking right now?
positive impact with that
driver.
spike strip.
Unfortunately, exactly.
When they threw the spike strip out, doesn't look like any of those tires are getting flattened, right, Gabe? I've been really close.
Probably like I have to
From
drive.
all the angles here, Ellen and Colleen, it does appear that
Bro,
all
bro,
the wheels
this
are
is
up, so it
stupid
looks
as
like
fuck.
if there was a spike strip attempt, it was not successful. And we do know now that LAPD has officially terminated this pursuit on the ground. So they pulled off all those ground units. I presume it was at the point where this pursuit was going northbound on Grand, and that must have been when LAPD decided, you know what, this is too dangerous. We're not going to follow down a one-way road the wrong way. The LAPD air unit is still overhead. They're still keeping an eye on this person in case they decide to get out and run. But at this point, it's just us and the LAPD air unit that really have eyes on this suspect right now. We're seeing the erraticness of this driver calm down a little bit, which is good news. That's definitely what LAPD wanted to have. Well, you know, just as I say that, we see some wrong driving again now. So this driver's still spooked, still coming very close to a pedestrian right there again. That pedestrian looking to the side like, what in the world? Dangerous. We're not going to follow down. You know what? This is too dangerous. We're not going to follow down a one-way road the wrong way. The LAPD air unit is still overhead. They're still keeping an eye on this person in case they decide to get out and run. But at this point, it's just us and the LAPD air unit that really have eyes on this suspect right now. We're seeing the erraticness of this driver calm down a little bit, which is good news. That's definitely what LAPD wanted to have. Well, you know, just as I say that, we see some wrong driving again now. So this driver's still spooked, still coming very close to a pedestrian right there again. That pedestrian looking to the side like, what in the world is going on? Little does that person know this driver was just involved in a pursuit. So they may still be spooked and still wondering if LAPD has eyes on them. They do.
So we runs out of gas or decides to, you know, get out, be that they get to take him into custody, but you don't see the LAPD behind him, so they clearly know they're being followed, or they wouldn't be quite so aggressive on the roads. Wouldn't you agree, Gabe?
We do know that this is reportedly a stolen car. We believe 3 occupants in that car. We've seen some erratic behavior with that back passenger rolling down the window, at one point sticking their arm out. We don't know what was happening there because they were kind of underneath an overpass, but it is, oh boy. Yeah, and then we've seen a lot of this, where a lot of them going through the intersections and barely missing pedestrians and bicyclists, and it's
there we go.
And also speeding up in these small little residential streets now.
Yeah, and we don't know where this person is, if they're familiar, because Ellen, many times we see it. It's getting so close to hitting these cars. Many times we see the suspects actually go back to the area that they know really well. We don't know if this person is from this neighborhood area, or why they chose it, or if they're just trying to get away from downtown. Gabe, you're back with us. We hear your microphone open again. I don't see any LAPD, so has it still been a terminated pursuit?
Yeah, Colleen, at this point, we do know that LAPD has terminated this pursuit on the ground. They still have the air unit overhead. That air unit's still keeping an eye on this vehicle to make sure that if they do pull over, if they do get out, that air unit will be able to report that information to the officers on the ground. And also, if this vehicle gets involved in an accident or anything like that, as we pull down an alleyway, you may start to wonder if this vehicle knows someone in the area, knows maybe their home is in the area. This pursuit started a little further south of the Ladera
It's a guy
Heights
just sleeping
area.
right there.
So we don't know if they're from that area or if the driver or
Saw
the
that?
passengers are from this area, more south of downtown. But in the past few minutes or so, with the lack of officers behind, and we're stopping behind a tree. And this,
they're out.
this I think is what, and we have
people,
Four.
5 people.
I think
I say five.
Five people
Yeah, let's
jump
see.
out of this vehicle, and now they're running down the sidewalk. And they look like they're running into this property here, into the backyard. 1, 2, 3, 4. At least 4.
There's at least 4.
I think
She's
there's
a fucking
5.
clown
Yeah, I
car.
think so too, Gabe.
Continuing into the back alley here. And LAPD, the air unit, they're reporting that information down to units on the ground. So you'll start to see
Oh,
LAPD
let's see. I think
units.
they're
Now
kind of
what,
trapped
idiot?
in this
Yeah, they're-
back area. The fence is pretty high.
Oof. And they,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
It does appear that there's kind of nowhere out from there. The fence line looks a little too high to jump, and these
This guy looks
these
fucking
suspects
13,
now
dude.
using the
Yeah, they look like
trash
kids.
can, hopping
but
over
there's
that,
razor
looking
wire
over there,
Oh, boy.
seeing what's on the other side there. Looks to be another alleyway. And they're going to continue down that alleyway, but I'm trying to look out to see if LAPD
Nah,
has
he's
units.
got
I can see the
Hellstar
air
on. That shit
unit,
looks nice.
You're a loser.
Shut
Shut
up,
up,
buddy.
They have
He's wearing a
eyes
nice
on
hoodie.
these
Mute
suspects
up,
where
mute up
they're
again, mute up
going.
You're
again.
mad.
And
You're
I
mad.
can
Put the
see
Gucci shirt back
they're,
on. Fuck 'em.
continuing to
I'm
run
sick of
down
your
this
shit.
alleyway
Put the Gucci shirt on, bro.
onto
Fuck you.
this cross street here, but I believe that's going to be Griffith Avenue. You have 2 of them already crossing the street, another one crossing the street now, and another one in tow after that.
Did we lose one of
And
them?
I think
that air
maybe
unit-
possibly if there was 5, the 5th one went in a different direction.
I don't think there was ever
Yeah,
a 5th one.
That's definitely possible at this point. We're trying
I'm
to keep
pretty sure there
eyes
was.
on the driver, which we believe.
Oh, dear.
Oh, goodness.
People just
stay in your house
Yeah.
and don't come out and
no kidding.
try to, confront when people are trying to get away. You
Oh,
just
yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have other residents here. Maybe
Alright, they better go
having
pick
a
him up, put the fucking-
confrontation with one of the suspects. I'm not sure if these 2.
They look, they were part
they
of it.
they were part of
okay.
it, yeah.
Well,
But
So these 2
They always
were
try to
part
do
of it,
this.
also on the run. I'm trying to keep one ear to the LAPD radio frequency to see. I don't
But
believe
no,
that.
that
Oh, then they got a fat one.
No, that person is.
They're gonna leave him behind. I can already tell.
Sometimes it's best to stay
what is she
out of it.
doing?
Unless
And
she
now they're
knows them.
going into this other yard.
Well, this
So
person.
that's 2 of them.
What
And
is
who's
she
this
doing?
woman?
We definitely lost 1, Ellen. I feel like there was 5, but we definitely saw 4.
She's part of the group, I think.
And
Yeah.
now this woman is
Don't think so.
not having it.
I don't think so.
I don't think she
Yeah,
is.
no,
Oh, no, you're right, you're right, you're right,
And
you're
then
right.
at one point,
Residents
maybe she's going to turn around.
think we got
and
a
say,
Karen
I
situation
don't-
here.
I want to.
Bro, she better chill
Or
out.
she knows them. The one thing is she might know them. Yeah, trying to talk to them like stop this. They do look young.
Flatten it out a little bit.
Yeah,
They do look young.
well, the way they were jumping over fences and running along, they definitely are young.
Yeah,
So,
you can
was
see.
she
Yeah,
kind of,
these.
wait, she's guiding him
you-
back into.
You have to
Hold on.
wonder, yeah.
What on
You
earth?
have to
Why,
wonder
they
if
live
these-
there.
If
Bruh.
these residents know who these
Yeah.
kids are, and we're kind of telling them to go back home.
They live there.
Which would lead me to believe that
Keeping
they are
Toms,
from this
bruh.
area, or at least know the people in this area. And the air unit up ahead saw what we saw as well. So I'm trying to keep an eye out on the ground and see if they have other units en route to this area. And there they are. These
Yeah.
are LAPD officers from the Central Division.
Hey, will
you
they
have the
snitch?
neighbors on the
lady.
I mean,
ground
definitely.
that are going to make contact with that officer
Well, she
and
went straight
tell them
to
what they
them.
saw.
So
Huh.
You said
I-
she doesn't
you never know
know.
what they're saying. Like,
Yeah.
nothing to see around here. I don't. Well, we definitely saw the building that they went inside. Just I don't know how many units are inside that building, but they.
And curious if that woman pointed him in that direction,
Right.
or is part of their.
Yeah, knows them and trying
knows
to
them.
protect them.
We're showing you earlier footage of when they were getting out of that car, bailing underneath that tree. There you see them running through there. Maybe we could count them this time
Well, I
on
saw
that.
4 again,
Let's see.
and then so maybe it's been 4 total.
2, 3, 4.
It was 5.
Maybe it was,
Maybe it was just 4. And they stayed together, and now that it seems like there's 3 that went in there, and we're missing one of those suspects. And I'm not quite sure.
looks like apartment building there. That's where they went into, through that door that you're seeing on your left there.
I think it's possibly the last person that has that black sweatshirt on with the writing or the design on it, because we do see those 3 suspects, but one of them is no longer part of this. So all you got to do is look at pink shoes.
And did that
Bro,
officer
I don't know
go
what
into
that is,
building,
bro.
or did-
I didn't see that part.
Maybe
I was
they
staring
were-
at.
Huh.
Identifying
You don't have to know.
because you know sometimes, Ellen, we've seen them where people try to get away and then all of a sudden, you know, like that
Yep.
one suspect has those bright pink high tops or, you know, sneakers on, and then they're walking around with a totally different outfit but with something that's very identifiable. And Gabe, obviously you're hearing the scanner traffic. Have they gone inside this building?
They have not. No, at this point, they're trying to get officers in position and get the officers on the ground aware of what's going on. It was Southwest Division officers that were originally involved in this pursuit, and these are Central Division officers now pulling up to the scene because that's the area that we're in now. So the air unit is trying to get those Central Division officers up to speed on what they saw and what they who they need to find. So those officers are slowly kind of pulling up to the address.
Yo, this fucking take like 2 hours.
to
This is
gather
play game
information
as
as best as they can with the information that they
Yo,
are getting from the air unit.
I'm down.
And
I'm down. I've seen this a million times. This is gonna take like 2 hours for them to do anything.
Do they just rate it? Like they gotta get a warrant and shit? And just fucking go right through?
They don't need a warrant. They don't need a warrant. But yes, they'll rate it. They pull out their guns, pull up do a perimeter, slowly go up to it, and then start yelling, "Yo, get out the fucking time, blah blah blah."